So he has been denied bail, this by the Port Elizabeth High Court. There's a large media contingency while ANC Women's League members gathered outside court to demand that Omotoso be denied bail. Of course, that has happened. Let's speak now to our reporter, Anda. How are you, Anda? We spoke to you this morning. We promised we'd come back to you. Anda Konji, what's the latest from there? We just heard the news. Whilst Bushiri got bail in Pretoria, Omotoso denied bail in Port Elizabeth.
Well, indeed, he has been denied bail, and that is actually victory to the ANC Women's League, who have come here today in numbers. As I told you that they had marched to court to show their solidarity or in support with the alleged victims, saying that they have been frustrated by this situation, especially considering the delays in this court case that have actually caused some of the witnesses to back up in fear, of their lives. But Judge Zilwa has actually found that some of the things that have been submitted by Terry Price, who is Omotoso's defense advocate, were actually not new facts, saying that, with some of the things that he presented as new facts, including the fact that Omotoso was not, in fact, a flight risk, were untrue, were not true, saying that the intensity of the sentence that he is likely to face should he be convicted of, this crime is so much to a point whereby it would make him actually want to run away from South Africa, and also saying that Omotoso does not in fact have strong ties in the country, saying that his wife and his only child that is in South Africa are also illegal people in this country just like he is, and therefore they were also likely to be deported, and that the fact that he has ties on his or with his church here in Port Elizabeth does not really hold much, especially when you're looking in the midst of or amidst everything that has been happening. Again, if you remember that the last thing, something that had also been on Terry Price's argument was the issue of extradition between South Africa and Nigeria. He had previously told court that, if Omotoso were to escape or go away or run away to his country, then South Africa would be able to get him back because of that law. But Judge Zilwa actually stated that did not hold any water, as Omotoso had branches, his church had branches in various countries, and therefore he could go to any other country. But right now we are going to speak to the leader of the ANC Women's League, Mama Batabile Zamini, just to tell us more about how they feel about today's proceedings and today's ruling. Mama, can you just tell us, I know that your ANC Women's League has been coming here since the beginning of the trial, and they have been diligent in coming, here, even though the case had experienced delays at some point. How do you feel about this ruling?
I feel that the system is working hard to protect women, and the judge was very clear in his summary of the heads of arguments, and that puts women at a better position. It must not be easy for anyone who has raped women, killed women, to go to court and go out back to the community and repeat that and go back to court and just move out easily. I think also the quality of the conclusion by the judge is very clear. He's not beating about the bush, and therefore what we are asking from the justice system is support for women and the human rights of women, because they are part of the people that have the capacity to protect women.
And I know that the party has been very vocal about specifically the issue of the delays, as much as it had seemed to be frustrating to the applicant, but also you have mentioned from time to time that the witnesses are also suffering secondary victimization through this delay. It's been 3 years and it's only been 3 witnesses. Can you just give us your input on the delays?
The recent ones, we understand it was because of COVID-19. But the other delays are caused by the applicant's side. And we are saying we are not going to rest up until he can delay the case for 10 years. He will always find us here. There is no place to hide. There is no maneuver that we are going to accept. But also, what I saw inside there was at some stage very sad. You are sitting up there, you qualify to sit there, and someone is trying to be evasive and undermine you. And that must come to an end. People do not get where they are because of favors. They work hard to sit there. And therefore we call upon everyone to stop being arrogant. They must come and present their points. Because if they want to push this thing and undermine black people, the whole thing will take a different direction.
And also, you know, we have seen volume slowly but surely decrease over the past couple of weeks in terms of the support from you, from the ANC Women's League for the alleged victims. We see a number of people today, now that there is a ruling, obviously. Can we say, or can we expect you to continue supporting this trial now that it is about to begin again?
We are going to support in our numbers the leadership of the Women's League working together with other organizations, because the issue of violence against women and femicide is a societal issue. So we are not going to go alone on our own. We want to go with faith-based organizations, professionals, traditional leaders, communities, young people. Everyone must come and show support so that this does not continue, so that it comes to an end.
Well, thank you so much. That was the leader of the ANC Women's League saying that they welcome the ruling by the judge to keep Omotoso behind bars, saying that they will continue to stand in strong solidarity with the alleged victims, and saying they have seen the delays and they were really not pleased, but they did understand the recent one due to COVID-19. But let me just show you what the supporters of Timothy Omotoso are actually doing at this moment. They are out here, and as you may have noticed over the years, they have also been coming out to show strong solidarity, or rather to show strong support for Timothy Omotoso, and they have continued to do so diligently as well as the bail application had been proceeding. As you can see, they are out here singing, cheering, despite the ruling by the judge, and evident that they might also continue coming here as the proceeding will continue, or as the trial will continue. Well, what we are expecting right now is for Advocate Peter Doberman to actually appeal, as he stated profoundly that he would be appealing the judgment, and saying that he also wanted to go through some of the notes by the judge to check for some loopholes and see where exactly they could be appealing, or what decision can they possibly appeal. But right now, from myself, Anna Ngonchi, and colleague Zobani Bloom, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you very much there. And well, geez, if you look at the pictures from your side, both sets of fans, I say fans or followers, of course, that of course being in the Timothy Omotoso trial, or the bail hearing that you saw behind Anda, as well as the followers of the Shepherd Bushiri followers at ECG in Pretoria, all of them outside and supporting their respective spiritual leaders. As you see there, Bushiri receiving 200,000 rands bail, while Timothy Omotoso down in Port Elizabeth, they saw the breaking news. His bail application was denied by the Port Elizabeth court.